Okay, today is November 23rd, 2014. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. In this video, I'm going to talk about the oil and some of the energy stock because the oil seems to be displaying a similar type of characteristic in terms of price action as we observed a couple of weeks ago in the gold. We're seeing, maybe a little bit of a near-term bottom or a near-term low that might have been put in. Then we might be able to see some near-term bounces as well. So that might present some interesting short-term swing trade possibility. So if we look at crude oil here on the future, we can see right now, basically we're kind of looking at the possibility of breaking above this level here, somewhere around this, 76.50, 76.60, and target up here for a near-term price target somewhere around this $80 level. Okay. And if you play the ETF on the USO, which is the oil ETF, then again you see this little bit of a like a double bottom here on this low price action here. So right now, essentially, we're looking for this thing to kind of break above this 29 area, right, and targeting it up here somewhere around this 30.20 level here on a little bit of a short-term swing trade. And if we could break above that, who knows, we might be able to run up to this 31.50, close to this 50-day moving average. And in the some of the oil stock, you can see on like Marathon Oil, you see this nice little bottom, double bottom here with this pivot, right? So you can see it's like a little bit of a W, right? You know, this these double bottom here. Now, some of these stock, the price pattern might be a little bit early for, the breakout, but what I want to do is just basically highlight it and bring to your attention so you can start monitoring it. And it's all depend on your, trading plan as well, because some of you might want to play off the bounce here, on these level, or, maybe on some of these break on the trend line here, depending how aggressive you are, just basically trade your plan. And I just want to highlight some of the price action, kind of flag you to maybe start looking at some of these energy stock. Right? And here's Exxon Mobil. You can see that here's the low breakout level that we might want to keep an eye on somewhere around this 97, and we could play it up here to this 99 to 100. But note that there is a this 200-day moving average up here, so that might present some minor resistance here. There's some pivot price level up here near this 98 level. Okay. And the other one is Chevron. Again, you see that we could, basically looking at the possibility of breaking out above that 120. Then, there's a little bit of a resistance, potential resistance, somewhere around this 122 near the 200-day moving average. And then we're going to target this up at this level here as a swing trade to 125. And here's Conical Phillip. This basically already sort of broken out of this, this baseline here, and kind of you could also look at it this level as well. It's kind of pulling back here. If it come back here, then you might want to look for a possibility of maybe look for re-entry setup because and then play it back up here to somewhere around this 200-day moving average, which is this pivot level. Okay, or you just had kind of wait until it get up here, and then we look for pattern, and we target it, this swing trade, maybe get up to this level up here to this 78, and then maybe even get up to this 81. Okay, and here's the Occidental Petroleum. Again, we seeing a lot of these little bit of a like a bottoming formation on these price action. So you might want to look at this a little bit of a wedge, triangle. So is it break out above this this level or this level here? Okay, then we could play it back up to this pivot. Okay? Or you could be a little bit more conservative and wait until it come up and break above this pivot. And you could try to target up here at 96, which is also close to this 200-day moving average. Then the next one is Apache. You see Apache here, like a little bit of a double bottom. Here's the pivot breakout. Okay, if you're aggressive, you could go and play these trend line break. Okay, and then BP. Similarly, you see all these stocks seems to show type of similar type basing bottoming pattern here, right? So So that might be kind of interesting to keep an eye on. You could, if you want to be a little bit aggressive, you could get in here and maybe put a stop somewhere below here, and then play it up here as the first target. Then eventually, we'll want to maybe, target it up here somewhere around this 46 area. It could be also intermediate target somewhere around this 45. And then Schlumberger, again, Schlumberger, wait for the breakout up here, okay, because it could, break down and come back down to, to this bottom, this low here. Okay, so be patient on this one, because you could also, see there's a little bit of a trend line coming down. So we want to break above this, so that way it's also break above this trend line. Okay, and let me see what's the next one is the Devon. Okay, again, it's kind of poking to this particular pivot, made itself up and came down, sort of like pull back, kind of try to test it to prove itself that it's indeed this is a low breakout, and then it went above this particular pivot. So right now it's basically probably coming up to this 200-day or this particular, these pivot level, and then targeting somewhere around the 72. If you got in on this trade, then you might want to just kind of move your target up, your stop, and just track it until it hits some of these targets, and then look for exit. Then there's the National Oilwell. Again, you can see here's some of these pivot pattern, right? Okay. Then Chesapeake also, looking good, breaking above this line, this baseline here, and essentially targeting somewhere here in the near term, and then possibility of getting back up here to somewhere around this 27. Okay, but beware there's this potential resistance somewhere between this 25 and basically a 25 and 25 and a half. So it's also you got this 200-day moving average kind of between those two trend line there, and then Diamondback. Okay, again, you see, here's this low pivot, and this low wedge. Ultra Petroleum. Okay, look for this particular trend line. Okay, okay. Or you could, basically look at this like a little wedge here. Okay. And then BTU is also looking good. Look for a breakout about 12. Okay, and you see this little bit of a double bottom, made it up here, kind of pull back. So if it break about 12, you could go in the near term here. We're basically looking at somewhere around maybe a possibility of coming back up to this 15 level. Okay, but there's a little gap here, so you could also, there's a maybe a little bit of a early price target here somewhere around this $13-14 area. Then Walter Energy, this natural gas. Essentially, you basically got this little break here. Right? Earlier on, I took a trade here. Then when it pulled back, took another trade here. It got shaken out. So right now, basically, if it pulled back here, then I might also look for a re-entry to play it up for the breakout of this, 350 area, 360. If it's not, then I just wait for the next entry point on the breakout of this, this pivot high here, and then we're basically gonna, try to play it up to these level here, right? Okay, for a swing, right? And here, this 550 is somewhere close to this 200-day moving average, and then Alpha Natural, again, there was a earlier trade out here when it break and it pull back right now. So, you could essentially play this trend line here if you like, if you want to be a little bit aggressive. But then, if you want to be a little conservative, then you wait until it come back up and break this pivot. And, you play it up to possibility of the, maybe get up to the $4 range. There is a potential of resistance somewhere around 350, close to this 200-day moving average. And here's Cliff Natural Resources. Got bomb. I think somebody wrote an article thinking that this thing might go bankrupt or something. Got a little bit of a bounce here. So, again, look for this pivot point here. Okay, if it break this, then possibility of maybe moving back up to somewhere around this 1380 and also this 1550 near this 200-day moving average. Then you got KODIAK. Again, these energy stock, you could look at it like forming a little bit of a wedge. So you could play these breakout, or you could wait until it come up and break this particular pivot point here. So let's make it like a little bit of a double bottom, W type of a formation. And then here's the ALCON resources. Again, you see this baseline here. Okay, all right. Okay, so you could wait for these breakout and possibly get up to at least this particular level as your first target, and then if we get to this 200-day moving average, because there could be some resistance here. Okay, and finally Sanchez Energy. Again, we're seeing a little bit of a bottom formation. Okay, you want to be aggressive, you could play this this breakout. Right, or you could wait until it get up here to this 20 and then play it back up for a potential swing, maybe get up to this 25 area. Okay, so those are some of the energy stock. You can see certain pattern there. So there's a lot of these bottoming pattern. So even though a lot of people are still very negative on oil, thinking that it go down 60, or some people might even say it might go down to 35. Well, what history has taught us is that when people, or when the market sentiment is leaning at one side too heavy, then one would be wise to kind of step back and start peeking at the other side, right? Because right now, with so much of a negative sentiment on the oil market, on the energy sector, I think it's be prudent for us to kind of pay attention to some of the price action, especially on these producers, right? It's just like the gold miner. The gold miners kind of react before the gold started to move, and same thing with the producer on these oil and energy producer. Right, so you can see these price patterns already kind of basing and getting ready to break out, and some of them is already attempt to break out. So that kind of foretell what the oil market might be doing. Maybe it's not the bottom, but at least maybe it's a near-term bottom that we might see some sort of a dead cat bounce, or some kind of rally that presents some near-term swing long type of trade possibility. So that's basically the catalyst, or the thesis that behind looking at the energy stock right now, and also the oil. So good luck to you next week on your trading.